Welcome to the full moon in Gemini reading. Got some cards. I like just breathing. You know, sometimes you just need to remind yourself to breathe. I feel like breathing wasn't taught specifically when I was young, and I feel like that was a lesson that I greatly missed out on, and it took me too long to figure out how to just remind myself to breathe. I hold my breath a lot. Probably a lot of people do because we're always tensed up. We're always freaked out about something. There's always something going on that we can't deal with. But if we breathe, we can really make it through some shit together. And life can just be life. Like, we can just live and we don't have to be so stressed and anxious all the time, theoretically. So, pull some cards. We've got the Rutilated Quartz, we got the Peacock, we got the Son of Wands, and the Tincture card. And also, like, the colors, friends. This is like a complementary color to these colors that are just four different decks, and the colors come through like this. That's how I know magic is real. That's why I believe in synchronicity and other reasons, but that's one of the reasons. So anyways, we've got Son of Wands. I love this card. Fire card, snakes. Obviously I love snakes. And this one it's a masculine active card. It's the Sun, or otherwise known as the Knight of Wands. And so we're talking about here the idea of working on or charging towards your creative goals, like starting to put yourself out there, starting to realize that you have something to put out there and that it's a necessity to direct your creative kundalini, sexual energy, chi energy, whatever you want to call it, directing it. Direct your energy. Like, this snake is holding the wand and it's shooting beams of light off of it. It's like, hey, you can put your energy out there. You can let people see you. You can show people what you've been working on. You don't have to have imposter syndrome. You can just believe in yourself and believe in what you're doing and believe that what you're doing is helpful to make other people feel like they can do what is best for them to do. It's all a cycle. It's all mutual aid. There's a purpose behind you shining your light. You shining your light gives somebody else the license to feel like they could shine their own light. So it's really important that we put our energy out there to some extent. Like, there are times for being reserved and there are times for putting your energy out there. And with something like this coming up, followed by the Peacock card, we might be wanting to put our energy out now. Now might actually be a good time, even though we're coming up to the winter or whatever, but climate change. So what is winter? What is anything? I don't know. It's right now, and I'm feeling energized. I'm loving this Gemini energy with my Sagittarius energy. Like, Gemini and Sagittarius are opposites, and of the opposite signs, they are the ones that I think understand each other the most and can get down with each other the most. And I think that Gemini can give us all a little bit of exuberance and excitement and the ability to switch behind like topics and things and doing different things together and bit-bopping in social situations and learning a bunch of different new stuff. Gemini is the energy of like a toddler, like taking in everything and feeling everything and trying to figure out how to process it. Like, don't take that as shade. Gemini's out there. Like, I'm just talking about in the zodiac from Aries to Pisces is like you can liken it to the progression of aging and like humanity and the cycles that we all go through. But regardless, that's the Gemini energy, is this curious, exuberant, like fun-loving and also somewhat distracted energy. And so I've been inside working all day, and I feel good about the choices that I've made for this full moon, and I hope that you all are doing well also. But this peacock, I love this animal. They're really beautiful, and I've had connections with them all my life. For whatever reason, like, I've ended up in farms that had peacocks. I've gone to botanical gardens that had peacocks since I was a little kid. I've always been around these yelling ass animals. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard of a peacock or like been around them, but they're loud. They have a lot to say. They have different horns that they go off depending on what they're feeling at the moment. They're beautiful, beautiful, shimmering, iridescent animals. They got like all kinds of eyes on the back of them. They are associated with Kuan Yin. In the research that I was doing, I found that out, and Kuan Yin is this deity that gave up her, like, what is it called when you live forever? You know what I'm talking about. She gave that up so that she could stay with the humans and help them get in touch with their own spirituality. And it's this giving nobility energy that peacocks give off, and they really want us to like flaunt our stuff, to know that we're beautiful, and to know that we have so much to give to the world, and to rise from the ashes, because peacocks are also right in there with the phoenix, you know, like everything that we've gone through, all of the hardships, whatever it was, now we're able to like garner that energy and to shine our own light. And so now it's really time to like step into your power and believe in yourself and believe in your right to be beautiful, be bold, and take up space in this world. You know, some people, maybe you take up a lot of space, maybe you need to ease that back a little bit. But some people who aren't taking up a lot of space, maybe you could take up a little bit more space. Maybe you could show yourself a little bit more. Maybe you could allow your light to shine a little bit more. Just think about where you lie on that spectrum, and, you know, like have humbleness inside of yourself, but also have like a fire and a glow that you allow to shine. Like, we all deserve to shine. So figure out what side of that spectrum you're on and act accordingly. Then we've got the Rutilated Quartz, this is an amplifying stone because it's quartz, and it's also got these like rutilated marks, and I don't know exactly what the rutilated part is, but it's like another crystal structure happening inside of the quartz. And so what this card is talking about, and what this crystal is talking about, is about like really moving our energy. Like, how are we directing ourselves, and how are we amplifying ourselves to be the best versions of ourselves, and to follow our purpose, and to go with our guides, and to believe in ourselves. And again, if we can just relinquish this imposter syndrome stuff that we may be having, and just believe in ourselves and believe that we have something to give, there's always somebody that can resonate with your message. And not everybody can resonate with everybody's messages, but the more messages that are out there, the more people that can resonate with them, and the more power we have when we accumulate together. And so I think that this amplifying energy is helping us understand how we're connected and how we're going to connect more, because the more we connect, the more powerful we are, the more able to work together we are, the more able we're able to get shit done. Like, we want to get this ball rolling. We want to change the world before it's all collapsing around us. So how are we going to do that? We're going to amplify our energy. We're going to believe in ourselves. We're going to put in the work and the effort, because we're worth it, and the people who see us are worth it also. And then this last card, the Tincture card, find the cure. Find the cure. And it's a mixture of like a yellow and a brown. So it's like the solar plexus chakra and grounding, like earth energy, which is its own chakra of the earth. And so these two things is like how we're amplifying ourselves. Our solar plexus is how we're shining, how we're putting ourselves out there, and also how we're connecting with each other. It's like the portal that connects us to everything and everyone and every environment. And that's how we all feel each other. Like, even if you don't feel like you're super empathic or whatever, you're still connected to the world. You're still a being that's in this organism that is existing. You're basically just a cell amongst the larger organism that is this earth. You have a place in it and you are affected by it, period. I don't care if you don't believe it. It's just facts. And I feel completely okay with stating that as fact. And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch this. But in that case, that we are connected with each other, there's always a manner of healing. There's always something we can turn to. There's always something that can help us. And even if, and I'm not just talking about like, oh, we can heal everything and we never have to die. And like, we're getting to that point where we might not have to because of AI and whatever, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that we are energy that just continues going. Like, energy continues whether or not the body decays and falls apart. Energy continues and will always continue because that just is how it is. And again, if you don't believe that, that's fine. You can believe whatever you want, but this is what I believe. And so I believe that the energy that is connecting us all has the cure for all of these ailments that we are having right now. All of the oppression, all of the war, all of the bullshit, all of the capitalism, all the patriarchy, name it all, racism, homophobia, blah, 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 blah. We have the cure for all of these things. But are we employing it? Are we finding the cures? Are we just talking about it, or are we practicing it? Are we talking about accountability? Or are we practicing accountability? How can we have consequences without prison culture or police state methods of taking everything down? Like, these are the things that I'm grappling with all the time, but I do honestly believe that getting grounded in the situation and really like plugging away and practicing and figuring out how we can balance all of these things is how we can find the cure to these things. And I really do believe, I don't believe that in my lifetime I'm going to see everything change and the whole thing come around. But I also don't believe that in my lifetime I'm going to see a complete cataclysm that's going to destroy the earth and kill all humans. Like, there's going to be something in the middle, because that's generally how it goes. Every generation thinks that they're going to be the end of civilization, and then look, they're not. And then we continue going. So we're going to continue going. The energy is going to continue moving. The only thing is that we have a choice of how the energy moves. And the only way to make that choice and to push it into a different direction that isn't so oppressive and sad and depressing is by working together, finding the cure, getting grounded, working not only together with humans, but together with animals, together with the earth, with the plants, with the dirt, working together with the global community. It's not going to be easy work necessarily. There's a lot to heal. There's a lot of trauma, not just in our lifetime, but in generations before it, that's been pushing itself along in our epigenetics. It's stored in our DNA. But there is a cure for it, and we have made progress already, and we are going to continue to make progress. So I wish you all the best of the luck. Stay in your brightness and shine your light. Find your creativity. Amplify your energy. And I'll see you next week.